At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right, we're going to try this again. Why not? Why not? 2 in a day. 2 in one day. 3, 2, 1. Yo! Same shirt, same hair, different cup. Different cup this time. We're doing I don't even know where I got this at. This is an older cup. This is OG. I think this is Mike Anderson era. Yeah, 2017. There you go. Okay, to the people who DM'd me earlier about the stream, I don't know what happened. The replay wouldn't work. I went in, so I got a DM. Someone DM'd me, and they're like, bro, your replay, I can't watch the video. I don't know if it's me or not. Can you check? So I went and checked. It wouldn't work for me either. I mentioned it in Discord. Nobody responded. Then I got another DM. Someone saying the same thing. So I don't know. I apologize for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch that. I don't know if it's going to come back up or not. I did delete all the socials where I posted it on social because I didn't want people clicking on a dead link. So I do apologize for that. So we're going to treat this as just the next stream, I guess. So do me a favor, if you guys would like the video, like the stream. That would be fantastic if you would do that. Share the content and subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, so to anybody in Discord, if you're a little bit confused by this, that's what happened. We just It just I don't know. The playback didn't work. So shout out to Patreon. Look at you, just sexy people right there is what you are. In the month of April. May should be coming up, like I said earlier, should be coming up next week sometime. So yeah, we'll have that updated for you. And of course, so I'm not able to do this without Patreon supporters, without you guys watching this live. And of course, Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company, wouldn't be here without them either. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. They offer same-day services, emergency service, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews. They are top-notch. All right. If you guys have any questions or comments, so I'm going to do this. A really fast recap. Arkansas beat Grand Canyon earlier in the Stillwater Regional 7-1. Okay, we got that covered. There you go. Connor Nolan went 7 innings. Ramage closed the game out. You had 2 pitchers on the mound. That's excellent. That's great. They didn't have to go deep into the bullpen. You love that. Hitting, they were actually able to kind of string hits together. It wasn't sparse. It wasn't like they had to relax and wait on home runs. Like, no, we can't manufacture runs to save our lives, but we'll hit a couple of homers and call it a night and then lose. That's not what happened. They strung together hits, played great baseball. Honestly, some of the best baseball. That was the most complete game we've seen from them against a quality opponent in quite some time. So, fantastic win down the Stillwater Regional. Again, 7-1. We have Texas over Air Force 11-3. A&M beat Oral Roberts 8-2. Where was the other one I wanted to focus on? Oklahoma beat the crap out of Liberty 16-3 in the Gainesville Regional. Just that's an ass whooping. And then here in just about, we've already got Tennessee going on against Alabama State. They're up 1-0. So again, I know a lot of people are watching that. And of course, you've got the Oklahoma State game going on as well. That happens in an hour and 19 minutes. So that'll be game 2 of the day. So that starts at 7 p.m. against Missouri State. Oklahoma State, a lot of people expect them to get out of their own regional. As you know, I mean, when you look at the caliber of baseball that they've played, they've been pretty consistent most of the year. It'd be either way between them or Missouri State. Those are going to be tough matchups, no matter how you look at it. So, all right, yeah. Again, make sure you like the stream. Please like the stream, interact, comment. If you've got any questions, fire away. We do have Sam Pittman, and again, some of you watched the stream earlier. And we talked about Sam Pittman's extension, but because that stream is unavailable, let's do a rundown here really quick. Sam Pittman goes from $3 million to $5 million. I think he's worth more than $5 million. I was really surprised. Now, this was published. I don't know who actually broke the story, but Connor O'Gara over on SDS, Saturday Down South, had an article written earlier today. Even after Sam Pittman got his new contract, he's still a bargain for Arkansas, and I couldn't agree more. When you look at just on-the-field production, the actual product on the field, it's just it's night and day compared to what they had the previous 4 years. It's night and day better. They don't look in over their heads. The staff, you couldn't – at Arkansas, this is a caliber of staff that's hard to believe that like 3 years ago when all this started that they're still here. When you're talking about Barry Odom and Kendall Briles, they're both names in this sport. They've both been given opportunities in this sport to either go do something, be a D coordinator at a bigger school, be an OC at a bigger school, I say in quotations. They've had opportunities presented to both of them, and they've turned them down, and here's why. Sam Pittman put them first. He wanted to make sure that their contracts were dealt with first. And then whatever's left, hey, whatever works out, this is what I want. Give me, $5 million, which I think puts him in the middle of the pack. I would argue he should be somewhere in the top 5. I think this puts him like at, again, correct me if I'm wrong. Someone said earlier in our chat, I think it's 8th or 7th or 8th. I get it. He's a new coach. He's still not a brand new, but he's still a new-ish head coach going into just his 3rd year. But he clearly knows what he's doing. Now, I'm not going to tell you that next year you're going to have same or even better results than what you had a year ago. I can't say that right now. I mean, I do have a too early. I already have my too early prediction in my head. I want to release that when I get you guys the new logo. I kind of want to throw it all together. You're already seeing some updates. We've got the overlay here on the screen, whatever. It's little little things right there that kind of, you're seeing some things, right? A little bit, tiny. Just pay attention. We got more on the way. Some more little touch-ups. Hopefully, like I said earlier, my graphics, the person that I'm relying on for the graphics, she's got a baby and she just graduated the U of A. I thought we could get all this done this week. She's a little bit behind, so hopefully next week. I should stop putting a timestamp on it. I said that earlier, and here I am doing it. But then again, I did talk to her, and she did feel like next week. She was confident we'd have it all done by next week. But just when it happens, and we'll make sure to blow it up. But the new name, the new logo, and everything. But really, really, really liking Sam Pittman's incentives based on what we've read, and I'm liking the fact that this is why he's such a good fit for the University of Arkansas. This is why he is such a good fit here. Because of a move like this. Honestly, I was thinking he's getting 6.5. That's what I was thinking. 6.5 to 7. And here he is with a 5. Now, we don't have the buyout stuff. That's what matters. I failed to mention that earlier. The buyout stuff does matter. That could really lock you in. And maybe they're still working that part of the deal out. I don't know. Maybe it's out there and I've just missed it. But I've not seen anything on his buyout on any. Well, maybe we do have it. Hang on. I pulled up a different article. Let's see. Well, this was an article I didn't read. Okay. One last thing, just as his original, blah, 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 Pittman's buyout. No, this is the SDS article. Hang on. Did I miss this? Okay. One last thing, just as his original deal outline, Pittman's buyout is performance-based. If fired without cause, he's owed 75% of his remaining contract. However, if Pittman's record is sub 500 when he's fired, he's only owed 50% of his remaining contract. Okay. That's significant because it essentially saves Arkansas money if Pittman collapses based on the fact that the guy just delivered program, blah, 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 blah. In less than 2 years, Chad Morris went from the promising hire from the Dabo Sweeney tree to being the guy who got $10 million buyout after failing to win an SEC game. Yeah. So there, and again, the argument here is that $5 million is kind of the coaching standard. A $5 million coach is standard. In the SEC alone, there were 9 coaches who made at least $5 million in 2021. In the FBS, there were 22 coaches at that mark in 2021, not including the unknown terms of Brian Kelly's contract at Notre Dame. So I guess these are all these guys are listed at $5 million or more down below. If I'm reading this right, Nick Saban, Ed Orgeron, Jimbo Fisher, Dan Mullen. I'm not going to read all these. Lane Kiffin, David Shaw at Stanford. So I guess these are all $5 million or more. So, yeah, he's in that club now, but it looks like that's becoming the standard in the SEC. So good for him. Let's read chat. Dorian Gerald gets some hate, but when he's on the field, he's nasty. William Upperman, Sam, make you proud to be a Razorback. Yeah, he does. What up, buddy? What's going on? I hope you're doing well. Again, remember to like the stream, please. There's 30 people in here. Slap the like button if you haven't already, and share the content. If you've got any questions or comments, fire away. This is our makeup stream for, again, the playback earlier wasn't working. I don't know if YouTube was having issues or not. I'm not really sure. So we're done with the Sam Pittman talk. I'm glad that he's back. I love that he's put his staff ahead of himself. That certainly looks to be the case. That's big. It shows a lot for him. It shows that this guy doesn't have the ego that you would expect from a Power 5 or from an SEC coach. He doesn't have that ego like what we've seen with Nick Saban. I mean, before Dan Mullins was out at Florida, what we saw out of Dan Mullins, what we've seen out of even Drinkowitz, Jimbo Fisher. You know, I think Gus certainly had that, and we know he played Arkansas not once but twice for contract negotiation stuff that did not go in Arkansas's. Well, it went in his favor. The only winner out of that was Gus Malzahn. Arkansas nor Auburn won out of that deal. I guess technically you could look at it like Arkansas won because one way or another you wound up with Sam Pittman. So just great. I mean, I'm happy. You got to be excited with that $5 million. Doing well. Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, Woo Pig, by the way. Does Sam Pittman get a 5-star in the 2023 class? Otis Kirk certainly seems to think so. There's a couple of 5 stars. There's a couple of 5 stars floating around out there that have interest. We're going to touch up on some 2023 recruiting sooner than later. What's up, Jeffrey Bell? Is this the same Jeff Bell? Is that family? Do we have family in chat? Jeff Bell figured this out. I'll be honest. I've only ever known you as Jeff. I'm assuming this is my cousin, Jeffrey Bell. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Watch Missouri State beat OSU. God, do you want to deal with them again? Do we want to deal with Missouri State again? Is that something we want to deal with? I don't know, man. I kind of want somebody new. Maybe we have a better shot at Oklahoma State. Whatever happens, though, I hope they both go deep into their bullpen. I hope they go into extra innings, and I hope they get worn out. That's what I hope happens. That's every advantage you can get, man, because Arkansas did not go deep into their bullpen at all. And you got to love that, man. That's exactly what you needed out of Connor Nolan. 7 strong, not great. Gave up some few hits, 1 run. Only 1 earned run. That's all right. I've seen some people say Braylon Russell might be the best running back in the 2024 class. Braylon Russell's already being compared to some superstars. He is. He could very well be a 5-star. What's his name? Kane Archer. Is it Kane Archer? Kid out of Greenwood. Did you say Dorian Gerald coming back made a problem in Discord? I did. So you do have an issue. So we'll just float on over. Damn chair. We'll float on over to Dorian Gerald. So he's back, as you know, or if you didn't know, you didn't read the title and you've stayed off social media. But he is back, and I think it's obviously a good thing. I wasn't expecting this to happen. Which part, Alex? A second stream or Dorian Gerald coming back? Yeah, again, that other stream went, I don't know. Playback wasn't working. I had multiple people DM me. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what happened. So I just said, you know what? Dorian Gerald coming back I think is newsworthy. We'll go ahead and live stream it. Here's the issue that it creates. All right? Any of it. Any of it, man. Here's the issue that it creates. You have 85 players on your scholarship distribution. You have 85. You're at that 85 mark. Now, this does, as far as I know, and I could be wrong on this, they were at 85 pre-Dorian Gerald. Now you're at 86. You're 1 over the limit. That's the issue that this creates. Now, the good news here is attrition happens every year. Only thing that kind of makes you a little bit concerned is the portal. If anybody wanted out, you would think they would have done so by now. We're already day 3 into June. It sounds to me like there might be, I don't want to say an expectation, but it looks like odds are very high that they're going to have room, whether that's through gray shirting, whether that's through someone just straight up getting, someone leaving on their own. But it does put you over. Again, I've talked with a couple of people who said that is absolutely the case. They are 1 over. take Clark's scholarship. He's a liability. Taking 2 line drives off the. Oh yeah, talking about Connor. Golly, dude, just toughness. Toughness. That's what that is. Connor Nolan is tough. Yeah, but it puts you one over scholarship. That's the only issue. And again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the other 2 people who do this for a job are wrong. It's possible, but I'm pretty sure that puts them one over. How they handle this after just giving out several walk-on scholarships, I think the expectation probably is that, you know what, someone's going to drop. Someone's going to hit the portal. Someone's going to just straight up leave. And again, the only issue is it's like, yeah, but we've already had a lot of people hit the portal. You've already had a lot of people hit the portal. You would think that if they're that unhappy now with the way this all works, with the timing that they have, now, of course, the rules change at this point, right? But it just makes you wonder what they do. Is there someone that's on scholarship that's already kind of thinking about taking a step back and quitting football? I mean, you see that happens. Attrition happens. It happens every single year. So it's not a big problem. It's not like they're going to crap their britches here taking him back. The other thing that's interesting about this, I've told you guys before, and I had some pushback on this, but I think I'm right on this. He took him back. He did not participate. I'm talking about Sam Pittman taking back Dorian Gerald. He didn't participate in any spring camp. They have yet to have this guy make any kind of impact on the field. Yes, injuries have played a huge part in that, and I agree 100,000% actually. I agree. He's been injury prone. But for people who were telling me that, no, Ty, once you hit the portal, you're done. No, you're not. I've told you guys before that's not the case. We have now seen him do this with a couple of players who missed time too, who have missed some time. And yet here we are. They're right back, and he's going to be allowed back on the team. I'm all about it because I like Dorian Gerald. I think if Dorian Gerald could stay healthy, oh my gosh, what that does for you on the defensive line is huge. It's going to let them kind of flirt around with moving some guys in and out a little bit more, whether you want to play them out on the outside edge, if you want them to play interior, whatever. Dorian Gerald is certainly someone who has, I know he's like 36 years old. I get it. It's very unheard of for a JUCO player to be at the same school for, 4 years now? This is 4 years, right? Am I crazy? Is it 5? Is it 6? Like I've lost count, but he feels like he's like a super duper senior. If he could stay healthy, I think he has a legitimate ceiling. I'm not sitting here telling you he's an NFL, a top 3 round draft pick. I'm not going to say that, but I think he's someone who's going to help and provide some depth for them on the defensive line. I think that's one of the reasons why they took him back. They had to. He's close to 270 pounds. He's got some raw strength. We've seen him little spurts where this dude can be an absolute problem. The issue has been reliability, health. Can he play a full game? He's going to have to be an all-star during the summer. He's going to have to be the first guy in, last guy out. And he's going to have to be a heavy contributor during fall camp, I think, to crack the 2 deep. You kind of wonder, is he out of shape? What was he doing all spring? He clearly didn't have enough bites. Nobody interested him. I don't know. I have no confirmation if anyone ever reached out to him, but it certainly looks like one of the 2 things happened. Either nobody was interested in him, or it's also possible the schools that were interested, maybe he just didn't think he would be a good fit. I think those are one of the 2 outcomes here. Or it's also possible that he just, they talked him back into the portal. I mean, that is certainly something that could have happened. Pittman could have been like, look, we're really hurting. Now with Torrin Carter out, we're scrambling. We need you back. It doesn't put you back in the 300-plus club. We're not talking about an interior defensive lineman coming back. We're talking about a true edge rusher. Maybe if he packs on, 15, 20 pounds, learns interior. Maybe he could play inside, but he's thick. I mean, he's built. He's a built dude. ESPN still has him at 6'3", 265, but if you guys remember, he looks like he's got longer arms than you would expect for someone at 6'3", and he's pretty he's just thick. He's built really thick. The last time he registered any numbers for Arkansas was back in 2020. He had, and again, this is according to ESPN, he had 5 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, and 1.5 sacks. And that was game 1. And then after that, he didn't play. And it was similar in 2019, if I remember right. He did in 2018 play a little bit. Is that right? Was he not 20? Yeah, he was a part of the 2018 class. God, you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to go that far back. And if you remember his recruiting profile, he was the number 1 JUCO defensive end. He was the number 1 JUCO DN out of College of the Canyons. So this may mean that TC being out for that. Well, I've been telling you guys for a while. I'm not real thrilled about the possibility of him coming back. So are students going to wear neck braces when Petrino comes back? That's a good question. Oh, Lord. Is that Dragon? Is that Dragon Predictor Bibulus? Oh, that's a good name. I like that. You said what in Discord? What if they take Gerald's scholarship? Possibility. I don't know. I saw where Vandy lost to San Diego. Yeah, Vandy did lose. Vandy lost. A little surprised. It's double elimination in the regionals. Dirty Balls wants to know my opinion on Hazelwood. Yeah, I like Hazelwood. It does kind of make you wonder a little bit about his production at OU, somewhere like that. If he's really an elite 5-star player that he was out of high school, you would expect someone like that to have better numbers in an offense like what they ran under Lincoln Riley at OU. It just didn't happen for whatever reason. I know he had some injuries. I think he's got a really high ceiling. I really do. I think they've got a number of those guys on this roster, guys with really high ceilings, and Hazelwood is one of them. He could be the most impactful transfer. It very well could be the case. You don't have Treylon Burks to gobble up all the targets, right? You don't have him here. So, but yeah, Dorian Gerald, 6'3", 265. This is what's interesting. That's another body at defensive end. When you've got Cameron Ball, 6'5", 315, it's going to play interior, right? Eric Thomas is someone at 260. Also another D-end. Landon Jackson, we'll see where he's at come fall. Eric Gregory, 6'4", 302, defensive tackle, interior defensive lineman. Marcus Miller, who's been just a question mark. Since he came in with Treylon Burks out of Warren, just been a big question mark for Arkansas. I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of him this year. I'd love to see him crack the 2 deep. Isaiah Nichols, who has moved around a little bit on this defensive line, I have a feeling they're going to keep him inside 6'3", 302. They don't have enough 300-pounders. They don't, in my opinion, and that's why I think if we're talking about a 3-man front, then they're in pretty decent shape, right? You don't run 2 300-pound defensive linemen with a 3 front. You have your 260, 255, 260 DNs and your 300-pound interior anchor, your defensive tackle. It's typically how you run the 3 front. I kind of thought we would see a little bit more of what we saw last year where they flirt around more with an aggressive 4-man front. I just don't think they have the bodies to do it. I don't think, especially with Torrin Carter out. I thought with Torrin Carter, they're in decent shape, depending on depending on what they do in the portal. We're going to get a better idea of what this team looks like. I know we haven't factored in the transfers fully yet outside of Landon Jackson. We haven't factored in the incoming freshman class. As we get closer and closer, we'll have more to kind of dissect, more information. I'm always pretty hesitant to talk about a true freshman on the line of scrimmage to come in and make a big impact. It's rare that happens at somewhere like Arkansas, anywhere in the SEC, whether you're talking offensive or defensive line, to come in and have a big impact. I'm not saying they don't play, because they do, but for an incoming freshman to come in and have a pretty big impact, especially on the defensive line, with a three-man front, with a primary three-man front, they're going to have a job, and that's going to be to clog gaps inside. I am excited about Cameron Ball. If you're going to ask me if there's one defensive lineman, of either freshman or of the younger group, freshman or redshirt freshman, Cameron Ball, who's a redshirt freshman, 6'5", and I've been told he is every bit the 6'5", 313 pounds they have him listed at, could be that guy by the time the season comes to a close. Could be a guy you see, if he's not starting, he is heavy in the two deep. He's someone who you see quite a bit of on the field. Really like Cameron Ball. I cannot wait to watch him. In when fall camp rolls around. By the way, assuming I haven't been fired from Hogville at that point, I plan on, if I'm able to, I'll have to work that out with Otis Kirk, but I think and the rest of the Hogville guys, I'm going to try and be there and have my eyeballs actually there. You won't just be hearing me talk about, the people I talk to that see them. No. I'm going to tell you what I see. My eyeballs. What I see. That's so fun. The idea that I'm going to get to do that is incredible, assuming it happens. Now, maybe not. They are pretty tight with the media. Like they have some rules and restrictions, and you get limited time. It was like 20 minutes that you could watch, and the rest was all hidden, super duper secret. COVID year, I think they didn't let them at all or much, anyways. So I may not be able to, but it's looking like it's a big possibility. I'm really excited for that. I didn't expect another live. Oh yeah. The previous live was having some issues, Ash. The playback wasn't working. I deleted all the socials, so I deleted all the social posts. I definitely think Ball is going to make a huge impact this year. I think it's possible. I think it's possible that he's going to be a guy out of the two deep that comes in and just, I don't know, maybe has some big moments. I really hope they are able to move. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to be able to move to a four-man front, even with these names. Maybe some of these incoming guys are going to have a little bit bigger and better impact for them moving forward. But they absolutely, though, when you look at it, again, Carter's out. So how many 300-pounders do you have? 1, 2, 3. 3? Am I counting that right? No, 4. Isaiah Nichols at 302. Marcus Miller at 298. We don't know what's going on with Marcus Miller. Okay, so there's 2. Eric Gregory at 302. There's 3. Torrin Carter was 4 at 298. And Cameron Ball at 313. So really you have 4 healthy either redshirt freshmen or upperclassmen that you will probably see their numbers on the field and will probably make your 2 deep and 3 deep. But I hope some of these guys, I hope someone's further along, because I want to see some quality depth on the defensive line. And I would love to watch them run more of a four-man front. I'd love to see that classic kind of nickel defense. 4-2. Run that 4-2. You got your nickel. We know Brenny's probably going to wind up lining up at nickel. Slusher and Cat back at safety. It looks like Hudson Clark is still expected to be the starter, but that could change come the first week of fall camp along with the other transfer. Dwight McLaughlin. So, all right. If you guys have any questions or comments, fire away now. Let's see. You're talking about Taylor Lewis, Haas. Yeah, that's right. 6'3", 295. I forget about him. Yeah, there is him. 295, 6'3", 295. You're right. I forgot all about him. He's College of the Canyons. I had a Hogville video on him, actually. Let's see. And apparently Singleton works with QB coach. How long do you think we keep our OCs? Are you talking? You mean just our coordinators? Just both coordinators, Kendall and Briles? I don't know. I think anything more beyond this is like. I definitely didn't think they're going to keep them for 3 years. I'll say that. I didn't think he'd keep them both, and they are. DG going to break out like Henry at linebacker last year? If he could stay healthy. If he could stay healthy, which is always the question with him. Yeah, you're right. I forgot all about Taylor Lewis. Taylor Lewis, yeah, 6'3", 295. So, okay. You've got a few bodies there. But, again, the question is, when you've got Miller, who's been mostly a no-show his entire career, didn't even make the 3 deep most of the year last year. We don't know what's going on with him. Torrin Carter's out. Eric Gregory, who's going into his 4th year, redshirt junior. We haven't seen a lot out of him. Isaiah Nichols, kid out of Springdale, who's been back and forth between the 2s and the 3s. Does that set them over the top to where they can consistently run a 4-man front? I hope. We'll see. I have a very strong feeling during fall camp. Hornsby will take a starting quarter. Wait, what? I have a very strong feeling during fall camp. Hornsby will take the starting quarterback position. Oh, okay. You're Johnny Jones is being a. I'm hoping you're just a Tennessee troll or something. I mean, Briles could stay for a couple of years possibly. He hasn't had his guy at quarterback, and the offense has been pretty good. And now he has his guy coming at you. So you don't think KJ's – wait a minute. KJ's been pretty damn good. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's considered top 3, depending on how much you buy into the Kentucky quarterback. He's talked about as a top 3 quarterback in the SEC. I would argue that, yeah, I think Jefferson's done all right. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Ash, but I think going into this year, there's no more excuses, right? Last year, you did have one of the top rushing attacks in college football, but then you look at total offense and scoring offense. It's just you got to bring those numbers up, right? We got to see some more. We got to see more. We got to see a little bit better product on the field. And that's going to be tough considering you've lost Treylon Burks, a first-round draft pick out of your offense, a guy that gobbled up 60% of your targets in the passing game, right? Dang, Ty, we get into some good reporting. Well, the other stream, like I said earlier, the other stream went down. I don't know what happened. The playback wasn't working. No, I'm saying a guy that Briles recruited. Oh, well, okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but Malik Hornsby is his guy, though. I mean, don't forget that. He's recruited Malik Hornsby since he was like in 9th grade. And Malik Hornsby has, I mean, I don't know. We haven't really seen it yet, right? But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Ash. What is the transfer from Arkansas State at? That's a good question. I'm not really sure. You're talking about Terry Hampton. I'm not really. If I'm being honest, I'm not really bought in on Terry Hampton. Don't be too hard on me. I've just not been real big. He's like 6. I think he's 6'1", 290. He's not someone I'm looking at as. I don't know. I mean, if we're going to mention Miller, I guess we could bring up Terry Hampton. He is in the 290 club. You're right. I maybe I'll be wrong. Just not fully sold on Terry Hampton. I wasn't really that big on him when Arkansas took his commitment, if I'm being completely honest. But I could be wrong. Terry Hampton could be a badass. I mean, I could be eating my shoe, could be eating my shoe. Who's some of your favorite? Who's some of my current football players? Like, what do you mean? For Arkansas or just like in general? I believe. Oh, I'm not going to talk about NBA. Like 5% of the audience cares about NBA. Let's be real. What position does Pooh Paul play? Pooh Paul's going to end up playing the. He's going to end up backing up outside. Because, they run. So you'll probably have Drew Sanders and Bumper. He'll probably end up backing up Bumper, but he's he could play either. He could play either position. He'll either back up Sanders. He's going to back up one of those two. I don't know why Pittman wanted Landon Jackson if he only had 38-second highlight video. Well, Landon Jackson had a little bit better background. Actually, a much better background when you're talking about high school recruitment, right? If Landon Jackson doesn't do anything, I'm going to be worried about the D-line. Yeah, I think some people would argue that Landon Jackson might be the key missing, right? If he missed spring camp, he didn't really – he was there, he was present, but he wasn't able to really – he couldn't do anything, couldn't make contact. He will be eligible, I believe, in fall camp to participate. But I hear what you're saying. Like, there is a little bit of a concern. Like, where's the star power out on this defensive line? They don't really have it. Like, I don't look at anyone, and that's kind of my thing. When I'm thinking about what they can do with a four-man front, I don't know that they actually have the talent. You guys know my motto. I said it earlier, quality depth matters. I don't know that they have it without Torrin Carter. Cam Ball, I'm pretty big on. We could sit here and rattle off, and yeah, they have a couple more 290, 300-pounders. But I'm also being realistic in that some of these guys they haven't shown us much. Nichols is a real good example. Now, it's also possible they have that Armon Watts kind of end of their careers at Arkansas where they just blow up their final year. Watts came out of nowhere, man. That could happen. That taught us a lot. Like, wait a minute. You don't have to be really good your entire career. You could end it on a really damn good note. Make no mistake about it. His final season at Arkansas got him to the Minnesota Vikings. No mistake. Make no mistake about that. So there could be someone that blows up. Maybe it is Eric Gregory, 6'4", 302, fourth-year player, redshirt junior. Maybe it is Gregory. Maybe Marcus Miller, the light comes on. But here's what we do know. All these guys that I've mentioned, outside of Cameron Ball, have been here for at least 3 seasons. And none of them have made any kind of impact on that defensive line. None of them. So when I'm thinking 4 deep or 2 deep, 3 deep with a 4-man front, I'm thinking about who I realistically believe they could put in those positions and be quality depth behind the 1s or behind the 2s. I don't know that they have it. Sure, they've got a couple more 290-pounders that I forgot. There's 85 guys on this roster, and I'm scrolling through all the names and trying to pull them up on my board here that I have quietly on Discord, but on a private server. But I don't know that there's very many guys that you're going to be able to rely on. You do need bodies, and that is the bonus here with these two guys coming in, and you have some other freshmen coming in too that you could argue could clog some gaps, right? You watch Sanders and Poole be the top line, but you may not be wrong. Their spring scrimmage that we got to see, I was really impressed, especially with Sanders. He was really special. Gerald was good for us during the Aggie game, wasn't he? Trey Williams was. Dorian Gerald didn't play against A&M. Not this year. YouTube tripping. Today's stream stopped. The second one did that to me. Has it stopped? Is it messing up again? I swear. What's up, Ty? What's going on, Grant? How you doing, man? I hope Dorian can stay healthy. Yeah. Do I have the same 2018 Hogs Cup with me? I got it from the Tennessee game. Yeah, Yeah, look at that. That's an oldie. I have 2 of these. And I have another one from I have another Razorback Cup somewhere. I try to hang on to them. McLaughlin will be fine. Remember, he's talent out of Louisiana. Brady should be fine also. Yeah, I'm pretty high on on the corners or on the DBs on the transfers. Let's see. Yeah, and I agree, Ash. He has been. You're right. You're right about Gerald. He's been unlucky since he's been in Arkansas. Yeah. Hang on. Jordan Dominic. Yeah, you're talking about Jordan Dominic, 6'3", 220. I don't know what the plan is with him. A little undersized. I don't know if he could play linebacker or not. Maybe they do fit him there. I don't know. We cannot have Clark as a starter with Bishop and McLaughlin on the roster. Well, Bishop got beat out. Keep that in mind. And Sam talked about that. He got beat out. He got straight up beat out of his job. He's going to have to earn it back, and maybe he does. A lot of speed, a lot of potential. Who should I trust more when it comes to pure coverage defense, Brittany or McLaughlin? I don't know. I would probably argue McLaughlin, who's pretty quick. If Gerald is healthy, he is our best pass rusher. And that's the thing that kills me. That's what kills me about this. Like, you can't look at this roster and tell me you've got someone right now. If speak now or forever, I forgot to sing. Speak now or forever, hold your peace. Speak now and shut the hell up. How about that? You don't have anyone on this roster. I thought Torrin Carter could be that guy. Had a strong spring camp. And now it's looking like Carter's probably out. And that's why some of you probably are like, wait, why aren't we talking more about Carter? That's why it doesn't look like he's going to come back. Either he comes back, speak now or forever hold your peace. That's it. He could come back later on in the year. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what the option is there. If he's able to come back with a few games left in the season, you probably roll the dice and play him, especially if if it's not happening for you on the defensive line. You do have a couple more bodies there. I just, sometimes you think, well, they're throwing bodies at it and that's what they need to do. Fine. But where's the quality at? Who do you look at right now and go, that's your star on the defensive line? You haven't been able to do that since when? When was the last time you looked at this defensive line, no matter if you're running a 3-man front or a 4-man front, and really looked at him and said, that guy is first, second, or third round talent? Now, Ridgeway was good. Ridgeway ended up being a damn good defensive lineman. I don't know very many people, and I pay pretty close attention to my chat. I don't remember anyone saying there's your All-American, right? Not that he was, but there's your guy. There's your second, third round guy. Ridgeway did get drafted a little higher than I thought that he would have at the time when he transferred to Arkansas. Knew he was probably going to get his shot, and he did. But again, who do you look at right now and you say, there's your guy, 100%, circle him. I would argue maybe Landon Jackson, but again, he missed all spring camp. I think he'll be 100% by fall. I just don't know. And we're also talking about a kid with very limited experience at this level. But to me, it's like we might have to wait to see him do anything until maybe 2023. I don't know that 2022 he comes in and blows up, especially considering he did not participate in spring camp. When he came over here from LSU, we're not talking about a guy who was a stud at LSU. He was out of high school, unanimous 4-star. 6'7", long body, long arms, big hands, 275 pounds. I think he has potential to be special. But can do we expect him to be this year? That might almost be expecting too much out of a guy who's a true sophomore. Maybe not. I don't know. But I just don't see it, man. And I don't know. And that doesn't mean that it won't happen. I'm just simply saying when I look at this roster, I don't see, where's your next second or third round pick? Where's that guy at? Maybe it's Cam Ball. We'll see. Redshirt freshman. I thought it might be Dorian Carter, and I had hopes. So I would argue, and we'll probably, I don't know, we're getting closer to closing this thing out. I would argue defensive line. I still have concerns about tight end, despite the fact that Trey Knox is coming along. I think as a pure pass catcher, Trey Knox could put up some ridiculous numbers. But what about the rest of the job? Can he be a good kick out block type guy? Or is it going to be pretty obvious when we're bringing in someone, what's the kid's name? Bax? Nathan Bax? You're not going to rely on, Hudson Henry's been injury prone and not super reliable. You've got Dax Courtney, who's a freshman, Ty Washington, who's a freshman, a couple of other walk-ons. So left tackle, tight end, defensive line. Those are the three places where I'm a little bit concerned about what's going on with this Razorback squad. But that doesn't mean that they're down and out. That doesn't mean that you guys know. I called out the defensive line last year. We've been down this road. I called him out on Mark Rogers' show. I've called him out here on my live show. Had a couple of individuals tell me how wrong I was, and I'll give one of them the benefit of the doubt. He stuck it out, and I think he's kind of admitted that he was wrong and I was right. I'm still there. I don't know when those three areas on the field, defensive line, tight end, and left tackle, those to me are the big question marks. I think, again, Knox, receiving-wise, his numbers are going to be – I think they're going to be solid. I think he could be special because his route tree, let him do whatever he wants. Yeah, he's tacked on a few extra LBs to play the position, therefore maybe sacrificing some speed. Again, and he wasn't a speedster either coming out of Tennessee, 4-star wide receiver. He wasn't a speedster. He was definitely a possession wideout, and we saw tidbits of that his freshman year going up and grabbing those 50-50 jump balls over some of the best that college football has to offer as a true freshman. We know he's got it in him to be special as a pass catcher, but can he do the rest that Kendall Browse's veer and shoot offense requires out of a tight end? Or is it going to be a scenario where we're subbing him out because now we got to run the ball, so now we got to sub in someone like Nathan Bax, who's 6'5", 265 pounds, and who can actually run block? Now it's obvious what we're doing. Is that what we're going to see? Or can Trey Knox be that every down, almost every scenario type of tight end? If he does, I'm going to have a few less concerns, or at least one less concern about what's going on at tight end. But defensive line, I'm not there yet in terms of a big turnaround. I do think they take a step in the right direction. They have, I think, a couple more bodies that I feel pretty good about. They have some guys with some potential. Now, that's the thing I didn't mention. I said right now, do we have the stars? Probably not. Are there guys with some down-the-road potential? Absolutely. Again, Cameron Ball, man. I've been really big on him since they recruited him. Dorian Carter, who might sit this year out, but could end up being really, really special. You have Jashad Stewart, a guy who he's had his moments. He'll be a third-year player, right? He'll be a junior this year, if I'm not mistaken. You still have a couple of guys. You've got the transfers we've mentioned. You have maybe I'm wrong about Terry Hampton. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Hampton's the guy. Maybe it's Taylor Lewis, who is 6'3", 295. Maybe these guys shocking all the world of SEC football. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. They were elite, Tyler. I know they were. Am I crazy or am I the only one worried about the linebackers behind Bumper and Sanders? Yeah, Christopher Pupal I think is going to be fine. Marco Avant. No, I think they have quality depth there. I do. How deep? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how deep at linebacker, but I do feel pretty good about Avant. I do feel pretty good about Woodward, the walk-on. Kid looks like an NFL linebacker. He looks like 6'3", 250. Woodward, the walk-on linebacker. He looks every bit the part of a college football, SEC football, I should say, linebacker. Jackson Woodward, 6'3". I think he's 6'3", 230, something like that. Big, was former walk-on, moves on the field pretty well. I'm really big on the incoming freshman linebackers they have coming in. I'm really big on Jordan Crook and Manny Powell. They got the young man out of Springdale, Henley, out of Shiloh Christian. They have some guys there, but again, they're down the road guys. I don't know that you look at any of those three incoming freshmen and go, "Oh yeah, no, they should be on the two deep." No, you're not. You're not there yet. But you've got Poopaw, you've got Marco Avant. You're going to have some Jackson Woodward, who's been in this defense now for a couple of seasons. I feel a little bit better about the depth. Would I say I feel comfortable about three deep there? Probably not, but they're getting there. They'll build up to that, and that's what Arkansas has always been. They're not Alabama. They're not Georgia. They're not LSU. They don't bring in 4- and 5-star linebackers who are ready to go by the first or second year. They bring in guys. It takes a couple of years to get them where they're at least backup quality. They've lucked out with some guys. They really have. But, if you notice, some of the guys that blew up last year, what were they? They were juniors and seniors. They were super seniors, right? Very rarely do you have freshmen or sophomores come in and just blow up, right? It's just not common here. And to be fair, it's not common with like 85% of college football. That's everybody. There's very few Alabama, Ohio States, Georgias, so on and so on, et cetera, et cetera. Very few schools can do that. Arkansas is definitely not one of them. You got to develop the talent that you bring in, and I think they're able to do that. And I think they're going to do that, and I think they've been doing that. And that's why, like Jackson Woodward, they talked a lot about him last year in spring camp, I should say, not long ago in spring camp. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I feel great about anything beyond the two deep with the linebackers. Ty, you helped me with Ask Mike. Oh, I'm glad I could help. I finally got to ask him a question and get his – and I hope you said I was able to do that because of Ty Hudson, your newest addition here on hogville.net. I hope you did that. Dad, RQ56, Dorian Gerald is the injury-prone defensive end. Former number 1 JUCO defensive end. Could not stay healthy. He struggled. I'm super high on Jordan Crook. Yeah, Jordan Crook could be special. I think that about him and Manny Powell. I really do. Yeah, if you guys haven't asked Mike, if you haven't taken part in that, you should. Let me share the link. Hang on, hold up. Hey, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to hogville.net. Hold up. I forgot I've done 3 videos over there now. Hold on, we're going to have to mute this. This is going to... It's so slow. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, YouTube's acting funny today. I don't know what's going on. Here you go. Watch the video and go ask Mike and then tell him Ty Hudson sent you. There you go. I got you next time, Ty. Okay. All right. As Hog fans, we need to be enjoying this with Pittman right now. We need to pray that he gets the program in great shape for the future because you don't see many coaches that do this. Well, I mean, to be fair, you have had Houston Nutt and Bobby Petrino. That was a pretty solid transition when you look at the body of work, right? I love Pittman. Chad Morris made every Saturday depressing. Oh my gosh. You're not lying, brother. You're not. So yeah, if you haven't already, go subscribe to hogville.net. Oh my God, shut up, hogville.net, Ty. Shut up for a second. Just shush for a second, Hogville Ty. But subscribe to the channel and yeah, if you do go ask Mike, make sure you tell him Ty Hudson sent you. Make sure you put Ty Hudson sent me to ask you this Razorback related question. I'm fine with Clark and zone, and I like him in the run game. But man, he can be a liability sometimes for sure. All right, it's an hour. We hit 2 hours worth of content, and you're only going to get to see one of them, I think. But I do appreciate you guys. Again, Patreon supporters, I still need you. I still need Patreon supporters. Don't be thinking I've got some Hogville money hidden up somewhere, because believe me, I don't. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, like, still need Patreon supporters. I still need sponsors and all that stuff to keep this channel up and rolling. But to you people, to you wonderful people, I'm not here. I'm not able to do this without you. I'm not able to do this without you. I'm not able to do it without my sponsors and without Patreon supporters. How long do you think till Musselman leaves? Well, I hope they get. I don't know. I'd like to see him make the Elite Eight, Final Four an every year thing for at least the next 3 seasons and then that way he's laid such a solid foundation, right? He's built something on top of the foundation that Mike Anderson left behind, that now he's built something really special here. Like, look, what you can do at Arkansas, sky's the limit. We know that school. We know they're capable of winning a national title. We did it in the 90s. We know they're capable of making back-to-back Final Fours. We did it in the 90s. What happened throughout the majority of the 2000s was a giant, big mistake. We just handled it wrong, and guys didn't work out the way we thought that it would work out. Musselman has shown the rest of the college basketball world it can happen at Fayetteville again. So I hope he establishes that this is a kind of program where Elite Eight, Final Four is the expectation, or can be the expectation here. And sometimes that comes with its own, I've got to follow that. There is that, right? I got to follow Musselman, this guy that killed it on social media, that killed it in the transfer portal, rallied the entire fan base, rallies up the students. I got to follow that act. And also you want me to make the Elite Eight, Final Four every year? I don't know about that. So it comes with its own, it comes with its own challenges. But the facilities, the money, the care, the fan support, an athletic director who cares, right? I mean, all these things happen here. So, yeah. All right. We're hour 2 mark. Look at that. If the other video from today pops up and it's working for you, let me know. But yeah, otherwise I may just go in and just take it down entirely. So yeah. All right. Well, I may do. I don't know if I'm going to do a post game on baseball or not. I don't know. People tell me to do them. I do them, and then I don't know. We'll see. I might do a post game tomorrow. If not, well, hopefully we're doing multiple post games, right? If we do them. If not, I'll see you guys on Monday. Yeah. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for coming through. Remember to like the button on your way out. Please tap the like button, share the content, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay? I think we covered all of our bases. If you have any more questions or whatever, hit me up in Discord. I usually respond pretty quickly over there. A lot quicker than I do Twitter and Facebook DMs. Well, I don't know. That's not really true. Facebook, I actually reply pretty quickly usually. But here's a Discord link. If you're not there, you need to be there. It's about to get hot. It's about to get hot in Discord, especially if Arkansas can continue doing what they did today. And then, of course, we've got some recruiting stuff going on in the month of June. It's going to be a heavy month for recruiting, big-time month for recruiting. If you are a PTN, for now, name pending, PTN Patreon subscriber, and you're in our Discord, make sure you link your Patreon with Discord, because then you get access to our Patreon member-only page, where I've been dropping my likelihood of commitments, like my rating, how I feel about certain players. I gave Taylor Lewis, before he committed, a 9.5. I think it was like 2 days before he committed. And guess what? He committed. I've done that with a couple of players, so that's happening there, along with some other news and, when we're able to. And it's not just me. There's been some other people who've dropped some really interesting tidbits there. So if you're not a PTN Patreon member, well, become one. Then you have access to that page. So, yeah. Woo Pig, I'll either see you this weekend or on Monday. But until then, go Hogs.